Okay, so this is the inaugural first VOD review live stream slash video. Going in tandem with Strat Chat, so it shouldn't take the place of. And this is going to be the series where people are going to send videos to me, and me, Garrett, Andre, and whoever we invite will go through and dissect the gameplay, give some feedback and some optimization. I have a cool pen tool that I'm going to be using. I don't know which one's better. Any of those are better. So yeah, we're going to be going through this video, and for future notice for anyone that does want to enter a video in, please post it to YouTube with a quality of 720p or higher, 60 FPS, just so that it's visible. Also, Tracer, well, we're going to be doing this on Tracer and Mcree. As you see, the naming convention is the characters you play, the SR, and the map you're on in this order. Post to YouTube, send me a link, and I'll pretty much fit you in. If we have too many people, I might have to start not doing some for some people, but at the moment, we're getting a good steady stream of people asking for VOD reviews. So hopefully everything goes well. Today I'm going to be joined by Andre. Andre, would you like to say hi? Oh no! Andre deafened himself. Ah.
Oh, I didn't realize I was talking. Okay.
You were like, you were deafened on my view, and I just had to look at Discord real quick. I was just like, what's going on? Yeah, Andre, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Andre, or Mr. Ominous, I guess. And I am a Tracer main to some extent, and I guess that's my only qualification for being here. But good to see y'all.
Cool. So Andre, are you able to see the stream okay?
Yeah. Just gotta deal with the delay a little bit, but should be all good.
Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and start, and some things. If you send in a clip, you can also say times that you would want to watch the stream so that we're streaming at the right time. Also, any information that you would like us to know. This player told us that they feel that Doomfist / Tracer is their weakest DPS DPS character to play, and they kind of want some feedback on it, and we're going to get through some stuff. I did watch some of this, only the Tracer gameplay so far. I wasn't able to get into the Mcree gameplay, but yeah, we're going to get into that, and let's go ahead and get started.
That was pretty good.
Okay, so hopefully we hit tab at some point
now,
to see the team.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, so stop talking?
I'm gonna mute real quick.
I think we can still talk.
Hello, welcome to We Don't Have a Main Take still.
Just let's come on.
Hello, welcome to We Don't Have a Main Take still.
There we go. Okay, so at the moment we are having 2 DPS players in the form of Tracer and Pharah. I'm okay with the Tracer. Pharah, I'm okay. Team composition overall doesn't matter too much in competitive, but could be helpful. I do notice that we are running an Ana Mercy combo. We're going to be a little more weak to ultimates, high damage ultimates specifically, but hopefully we should be good. And of course the tank lineup is D.Va, Roadhog, which can be really good brawlers on the point, which I like. I don't know what positioning we're going to have with the Ana, but we're only here looking at Tracer, and we'll see how it goes.
I was paying attention.
Okay, so first of all, one thing that we should immediately call out back there was we had a Moira orb flyby. We should call it they have a Moira on the point, and that they are sitting on the point, because you saw that's where this came from. You also see up here we have a little Genji up in the top, if you can see that. And Genji is a good call out to make as well, because a big thing of Tracer is her big job in the beginning is you get out in the front and you tell people what's going on before they actually set up. So we make the executive decision to go left around the side, which I am okay with.
Left.
Protect me.
So immediately we see a Mcree that's backing up, which we're good with taking this position if he's backing up. I like dancing around this is a pretty good idea. This is where things gets a little interesting. So usually with a Tracer, you would want to flank. And I know it sounds kind of bad, and there's a big stigma around flanking, because there's the idea of the Genji flanking around and never touching the point or the objective, which can happen, but you have to do it smart. And so this is where we're playing a different character. So right now we would be playing a character like Soldier, but the problem is we're not with the team. So we're engaging head-on against the entire team. We're not really flanking. And even though we just saw them pop up, we can take the safe decision and start coming around this end. And that's where you could see the Mcree, because the Mcree can't really hide around the corner that much, and probably wouldn't hide around the corner. So I would prefer the left side positioning, but I believe we die here immediately.
May I make a point real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just one brief thing about Tracer flanks is a lot of times then what you saw him do is right when he sees Mcree, he sprays a little bit towards him, which sometimes is good if you want the other team to feel your presence, but it kind of depends on that decision. If you want the other team to feel your presence, you should spray and just go for that little bit of extra chip damage. But if you're looking to get the one clip, you want to be careful not to start spraying at a flank target too early, when otherwise you could maybe close in for the one clip. So it's just a thought.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly what was the best decision there. It depends on the goal, but just a thought.
Yeah, this initial push is kind of hard to say, and I think the biggest part was taking out the entire idea of how you flanked or how you engaged. One of the big things is you actually just engaged too early. And a lot of stuff with the Tracers, you engage with the team still. You're not engaging in front of the team. That's the problem, is immediately as you die, everyone shows up and kind of wrecks house. We get rezzed, which is decent. Again, we pop over here, which is pretty good. But the thing that we have to worry about is we are now, I believe, we are very close to the little edge right over here. There's a wall next to us to our right, and so dashing, we would actually need to dash forward to get away from this Moira, which is kind of hard because we'd be dashing towards the enemy team. We say that someone's low in there, and that's something that we shouldn't have actually. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So you see how right now we are engaging with the team, but we're flanking around the sides, and I would prefer if we actually started going around and figuring out the other angle, because right now our team's only working on one angle, and Tracer isn't made to burn down barriers. Well, she can, but you don't want to do that. And something to notice is we have to dash through the enemy team to get damage done, and where we can just flank around and enter in through here. So that's one thing to notice. Another thing is if we're going to be doing this type of dashing, we need to have our recall set up. So if we just waited for 3 more seconds, that would have been nicer as well. That'd just be playing it a lot more safe, and it's just a practice thing. No big deal. I would prefer, and I think this goes back to what Andre said, is the one clip. So right now we're keeping a distance, and a good thing to do a Tracer is, and especially if someone's backed into a corner, is to dash into them, turn around, and then just start shooting straight at them, like point blank, because then all of your ammo's going into it, and you can do a ton of damage there, and then dash quickly out. So I prefer that overall. But now it's pretty much just clean up. Genji just burned his ultimate, which didn't need to. I like the dodging there. I like how you kept position away from it. I'm not really okay with the recall yet. You didn't need to recall, but it's kind of for safety. We die there because we burned the recall too early. So that was the thing is and you have to remember this, is that recall is your like safety blanket.
Lifeline.
Yeah, your lifeline. And if you're going to engage, you need to know that you have that lifeline or someone to support you. And we didn't really have much of a support. The other thing to point out, and this is covered in our strat chat video for pressure, is you jumped through here, which basically frames you in this position. So all the Mcree has to do is shoot within this area.
Did your mic go out?
Huh? Or are you not hearing me on Discord anymore? Yeah. Sometimes Discord does that. Let me check real quick. Can you hear me? Well, it's gonna have to work this way. Well, Andre, we're gonna have to work slowed down in time. You're just gonna have to comment later. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, we have this window, and the big problem is, and especially this is something if you're on the Mcree side, is you need to identify where you need to be shooting, and you can make much more predictions if you know that they can only be in this area. And you know if they're coming out of that area, they can only be here or here, and you're not going to have to worry about them dashing around or having to worry about this area or this area. It's pretty readable, and that's pretty much a good reason why you died there. It's a lot of it's kind of uncontrollable at the time, and the power of hindsight's better. But yeah, again, we are engaging head on. And another thing to point out is, and I do want to point this out, is so we dash straight into them. And so a thing with Tracer is your blink. When you blink, you exist where you started, and you existed where you ended at the same time. So there's a split second where you're in both positions at once. So what happens is if you line yourself up to be straight, then you're guaranteed to get shot. So you can't dodge things straight on if you dash. So it's not like a bullet's going to come by and you're going to dash at the perfect time. You actually just get hit mid and you die. So that's one thing, is never dash straight. If you can, dash sideways, and it makes it a lot more unpredictable for the enemy to shoot you. So luckily we didn't take too much damage from that, but it could have been worse if the Mcree could, boom, hit you. What did we just stick? I want to see what we just stick. So I think, I honestly, yeah, that worked out, the sticking the diva. I think we were probably going for someone else, but the big thing to remember is when a diva's around, she can eat your pulse bomb. So that's just a thing to remember. Again, we're sticking too much to the teams. We're playing more of the soldier's position. We just engage straight onto the point. I think, and it's been covered a lot of the Winston diving in alone, and that's kind of what happened with you right here. We just take a ton of damage by just getting punched, wiped out by Reinhardt. I like the position behind this because we can move in between. I'd be okay with that because this guy's dead. He's pretty dead. Because we have the Roadhog hooking, and we can just, boom, go straight into the diva and hit her. Andre, go ahead and chime in and interrupt me if you ever feel like you need to say anything. Discord's being weird, so whenever you get this message, 8 seconds of the future, pretty much. So, the thing that we're doing is we're doing a very predictable strafe pattern. And this is just something. Let's go back here. So you see, so we just dashed left, Okay. Now we have 2 charges, which is good. We can use one. We start going right, we dash right. Start going left, dash left. And it's becoming very predictable. So a lot of the times is you're going to be strafing one direction and you want to dash another, and you want to strafe side to side. You don't want to strafe in one pattern, because that's where you can get easily headshotted. I do like this just because of the danger. Recalling's good. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's a surefire. You're gonna hit them. You're gonna blow them up. I'm okay with that bomb. And that's another thing as well, is we're running forward. And that's the thing as well, is if you want to counter a tracer and she starts running towards you, you know she's going to throw the bomb on her because she doesn't want to dash and throw the bomb. It's a lot harder for her to do that. So a lot of times she'll dash and run the extra way and then throw the bomb. And so running that distance is very predictable. But in this case, we're not strafing side to side. We're going straight at people. And that's why we're getting shot. Because we could be getting shot a lot less, which is nice. Yeah. Again, with the side to side. So we were, I believe, let's go back to that.
Tracer.
So yeah, you see. So another thing as well is we kind of, I think we're running at too high of sensitivity right now, or just choking on the shot. This is another thing as well, and it's kind of hard to control, and it's just a practice. No one's perfect at this, but getting angles and just alternating angles so you're less predictable. Because what killed you here was you're going side to side like this, and the Mcree just stood right here and shot down this line. And that's why you died. That's just something in the future. You need to be more unpredictable, because right now you're being pretty predictable. Not too big of a thing. It's just it's a high level improvement. It's trying to be unpredictable.
I need to heal him, but okay.
And a good way to know how to play Tracer is learn how to play Pharah. And it's because as Pharah you want to predict where people are going to be, and you're going to be hitting shots and predicting where you need to shoot. So if you're playing Tracer, then you know how to juke. And if you're playing Tracer, you'll know how to juke. This is something where we're kind of just pressuring this Winston, where we just need to get out. It's not too big of a problem. We're just kind of being in there. I like the pull out, but our Mcree kind of stayed in a little too much. I like the trigger discipline that you had there with the defense matrix. That was pretty good. I like that. Nice dodge.
Can't hit that bubble.
Okay, I like that. Yep, I'm okay with that. So back there, that pulse bomb was good because we knew that the Diva was out of mech, and that's a pretty free pulse bomb. And we hit the tank, free pulse bomb. Every single time you can hit the tank with no Diva, it's a free pulse bomb. We did notice, and we did that back here. Let's see if I can. So we noticed as well as that the pressure on this was pretty big, and if we stayed on this platform, the Mcree could pretty much hit us. So we really had only one option, especially on 50 hit points. Well, 2 options. We could either dash back or dash this way. I believe we're almost to another dash chart, so I think it would have been okay to dash and then dash back in by this health pack. Yep.
I'm gonna jump this Mcree right.
There we go. That was a nice move. Again, just aiming. Positioning as well. Andre covered this of getting the one clip. You need to be really close. And just knowing that. The thing as well is with an Ana, just remember what she's used, and you know how to position yourself. So you need to strafe a lot more. If we hear a high noon going off, but don't know where it's from. Yeah, I think we just need to practice just aiming with Tracer. That's just one thing, and that's a pretty easy thing to be
Holy
saying.
shit,
Is just saying like, oh, just learn how to aim. But it's just Tracer's a different beast because you have to do more aiming with your arm, and so with Soldier, you long range, to hit this amount, you need to move. You need to move not as much as if you're wanting to hit the same. It's basically if you're wanting to hit people that are closer to you, you have to move a lot more because you have to turn more to get someone. But if people are farther out, you don't have to move as much. So with people at longer ranges, you will have a lot more wrist aim. And so I think we just need to practice on the arm aiming or the wrist to arm aiming depending on.
But like I didn't get healed.
Yeah, I could call it out if we got I tried to keep people.
So we go with. So we're going with the Orisa strat.
So just call it
Orisa
out and then I'll look for you.
Mcree.
I'm looking to
So
this game too.
yeah, so we're having
Don't make
the
noise if you
Ana
need
and
help,
Mercy
bros and
can do
girls.
some good healing on
Okay,
these
I'll
two.
just scream
On
if I
these
need
three.
help, okay?
That's pretty good. A thing to remember is also is that the Tracer can't get a lot of free healing from the Ana and Mercy just because the Mercy's not going to be shooting towards the Ana that much. Well, yeah, the Ana's not going to be shooting towards the Tracer as
I
much.
don't care. I'll nano whoever.
And you kind of have to run at the Mercy to get healing there.
I can nano Orisa. I can nano you. I can nano
Let's see what position we take
Tracer.
up.
I like Hog actually.
Is that the monkey that just left?
It was
I don't know.
your tier
I
5
hope so. I
Mcree.
DM'd him.
Getting rid of the rails, pro strats.
That's not
Oh,
a
what?
VM.
What?
You call me fag.
Whoa.
I'll be looking at the chat and doing a Q&A after this as well. So
No one puts
if we have any questions, I'll answer them
I'm not
after.
baby.
So.
Baby.
Okay, so what position are we taking up?
Oh, they're going
So I'm okay with this position. There's a couple positions you could take. You could be a little more around the point, around these edges, and that's just to get more support from your team. But Ana and Mercy aren't going to be getting that much support to you. I would be okay if standing here, because right here, this position's not a position to stay on. It's a position to set you up for something. Because you're going to be jumping down, shooting people, maybe recalling back, like jumping down, recalling. Or you're just going to be waiting for an opportunity to attack. Other options, if you feel like you can, is you can actually stand on the platforms over here. I'm drawing right here like they're there. I mean, you can stand on the platform there and basically hunt them out and then dash around the corner. Tracer doesn't really get much from being on the high ground except for jumping on people, which you don't really need to happen as much. So I'm semi-okay with this if we're going with the engage when they jump on us.
Monkey's top left.
Monkey goes top alone. So this is one thing as well is he just went across alone, and I would be completely 100% okay with just double dashing across, putting a clip into him, the 2 clips into him, and he dies. Just straight up, right in his face, and then dashing to the point to get healing. I would be okay with that. That would have been a success. So right here, we are basically doing the same exact thing as if we were hiding around the corner. So the high ground wasn't really that useful, and now we missed the getting back up, which I don't know if we're necessarily going for. Could have gone for. Now we're behind enemy line. We are low on health. If we get headshotted by Mcree, we die. This is a free Winston that we don't need to fight. He's up here, he's jumping around, he has to hit the ground at some point. So what you do is you just dash and get back on into the fight because God knows he's not going to. he's going to be floundering around outside for a while, and you just dash away.
Hooked him twice.
Because this is kind of risky.
Somebody outside.
If he dashed into you, because this isn't a kill you necessarily need. You need the kill when he's becoming a threat. Otherwise, he's just doing his own thing and he's not contributing to the team.
Ours?
So this is kind of a risky positioning because we just had a bunch of people on the high ground. We didn't know if anyone was in the tunnel or anything like that. So we could have easily been flashbanged and killed from behind. This is a nice pulse bomb. I would pulse this. I would pulse bomb this in a heartbeat. You just dash in, you throw it, because the diva is looking away, they're not paying attention to you. You just throw it on the diva, and there we go. Yep. That's what you want. They have a widow, that would be a good call out to make. I like this position so we don't get killed by the widow. Now we're up here. I like this positioning. Ducking, dodging, pretty good. Recalling, that's nice. Overall, I'm actually liking this. When you threw the bomb on them to now, I'm 100% on board with this. Good positioning, good work. This is the thing as well, is you can jump around and use that doorway to your advantage. Maybe get them to come outside and then dash in, because the instinct for a lot of people is to jump, and if they go out into the outside and they jump, they're pretty much dead. Yeah. So a cool thing as well is, so if a Genji is running at you and you want to pulse bomb them, don't throw it at them, because if they're a good Genji, they'll deflect. But if they're a good Genji, they'll deflect when they see a pulse bomb being thrown. So what you want to do is you want to throw it, boom, right at your feet, or turn around and throw it at your feet. I prefer the turn around, throw it at your feet, and then dash away. Because most likely the Genji is going to try to jump on you, and they're going to jump to where you were and basically get blown out. And you run no risk of him deflecting, and if he's a good Genji, he'll deflect while he's ulting, and basically he would waste DPS because he's reflecting, and he would try to dash into you after he knows he didn't deflect it, and hopefully get blown up. That's a pretty safe bet. We almost get the 1 clip, get the 2 clips, nice job.
Dead. Sorry, Anna. I can't read.
So hopefully we go back over to there, because I don't like this positioning. Yeah. So I'll talk about why this positioning is not good for Tracer, and it's mainly because if they're diving or if they have a long sightline character, you just die. There's not much you can do from that range. And again, we're running into the same problem here, as we can't do much. Yeah.
Oh, that was a gnarly.
And that was just getting surprised.
Tracer right. Wait, Diva behind.
That's the thing as well, is so you're playing Tracer as almost like soldier, and it's because you're setting up positions and you're shooting. But even if you were soldier, you're not really getting much support from your team at that angle. You're not getting heals from Mercy. You're not getting heals from Ana. Don't worry about the Tracer 1v1. Don't worry about the Tracer 1v1. We can just dash to the point. Dash to the point. Because they need to kill you. You don't need to kill them. You just need to be on the point. That's a big thing with that. That's the power of hindsight. You probably know that, but it's just a thing. Yeah, back to it again with Soldier. I like that. So the main thing is you're up on the high ground. You need a support. And at that angle, you're not getting support, even though it would be technically a good position. But the problem is we're not seeing any opportunities. We're not really looking for opportunities to dive on people like we would with Tracer. That's why I would probably say if you're hiding around a corner, you would get the surprise mechanic instead of being on them. Nice supported 1 click because we had someone else shooting, which is good. That's a risky move, And again, we're taking things head on. I think the one of the biggest things is don't take things head on. Take things from the sides. Take things from the back. Don't be with your team.
Can't scope.
Engage with your team. And it's very different.
My ultimate is charging.
I'm semi-okay with this. I'm not okay with that. Don't dance in front of the barrier. Pretty good to die. Pretty good way to die. Pretty bad way to die. Again, we're not doing too much. We're doing damage, but not too bad. Yeah, pull out. Just we're a little too far forward.
I hate when I do work and the Mercy gets credit.
This is again as well as we're playing in soldier position, where we're taking fights head on the side. We want enemies to turn towards us.
You?
Again, we're doing predictable movement. Not getting shot now,
Don't take
so
my health back.
that's
Oh,
good.
damn.
Nice grab for the health pack. Nice dodge. Yeah. This is just a stall for stall.
My ultimate is charging.
But towards the end there, we were in the back line. We were doing stuff. Back when we were hitting the diva, we were in the back line. When we threw the pulse bomb on first point, we were in the back line. There we go. So that's basically what one clip does. You get so close that when you start shooting, you do all the damage. Try to get as many headshots as possible. That was risky, but she used defense matrix, and you get shot.
Wow, they're gonna be like, oh, 5 versus 6.
I would prefer maybe like throwing the pulse bomb on the dying
I
mech.
probably should have just switched off Zarya. I almost had grabbed 3 lives in a row.
Mercy, your ult at the end there, you didn't play within my line of sight, so I couldn't heal you when you're taking damage.
Let me double check with and see if Andre's still on. I can't do much about my mic. I've looked up stuff to fix it, and everything that should cause a problem, because my mic's working. It records stuff. You're hearing me.
No, I meant like,
Discord recognized the microphone.
Zarya instead of a diva for the first one.
Yeah, we're just kind of up a crick.
I don't know, dude. I don't know why we're taking our DPS off DPS.
This is
I
why
mean, like you
we get the.
He said Zarya
This is
instead
why
of
we
Diva,
switched to
not
another.
Tracer.
No.
No. It's the left high ground, so they overpowered it. And
Okay, so now we have the Mcree, so we're switching our focus. We're positioned on the
I
point.
don't think you'd get any charges, Zarya, but
yeah, I don't see any reason why I play Zarya over Diva here.
I'm not really okay with the Mcree pick on this map, personally. It can work. I don't think you're really worried about map specific for it to work, but overall, competitively, it's not too good because they're going to be diving the point, and your flashbang's not going to do well. It's going to work once, and then never again. And we're playing more like a Reaper, so we're wanting them to jump onto the point, and that's where a Reaper would just be better. But yeah, it's just a pick. Overall, we're shooting things. That's good.
I don't know where he went.
We really have no need to be up here.
50 on mana.
It was
You're probably
safe to
gonna
go
get
up
it,
there,
Hanjo?
and we didn't need to.
What? It's either you or
There's that
Arisa.
fear of getting one-shotted by the Zen, which could have easily happened.
Unless Dryden tells me to Nano or Mercy to keep her.
Okay, they're going right side. Someone's going ahead of them. We're gonna get shot very soon.
That's true.
Shit, can't use this game.
So, I do want to point something out. Is we're having opportunities where we can flashbang. We just haven't yet.
Mcree on right.
We can flashbang right here, flashbang.
They're all one, all one.
Oh, missing. Yeah.
Can't hit
You can
shots.
roll forward and flashbang, and it's pretty good. The problem is we're using flashbang as a tool of in case. We're not using it too aggressively. And the problem is if we're using it defensively, we're not going to be winning fights because you flashbanged a guy that was diving you.
Nice.
It doesn't happen. Usually if they're diving with a bunch of people, and you would just die. This is gutsy. So, in a perfect world, where players know what they're doing, you would have died. Because Zen could have turned around, discorded you. He didn't need to trance. He could have just turned around, discorded, and went. I would have been more okay if we stood next to the Orisa and high nooned. That would have been preferable
Voice chat always
because
sounds triggered.
we would have had. I'm gonna turn down this more. We would have had the protection of the barrier, and it's harder to get through that barrier to kill you. Up there, yeah, you'll get more kills, but you're not zoning,
Silent Storm.
and you want the zoning.
I'm not sure.
I'm confused. I don't know either.
Let's see if we can fast forward this. I'm getting antsy, man.
I wonder what they'll try.
And let's just see a quick widow. Yep, sounds about right. Team just gave up. Wow.
I was gonna let them have it peacefully.
No.
And that's it. Okay. So let's go ahead into Q&A time. Let me look at my stream.
Oh, hey, I can hear you now.
Hey, you can hear me? Okay, that's
Just
weird.
now.
That's weird. I'm gonna move this like so. So if we have any questions, go ahead and retype them to chat because I haven't been able to see them and it's just relogged like that. Let me look at Streamlabs, see if we have anything. No, we do not have anything. Do we have any viewers?
6.
6 viewers. Whoa.
Is that a record? I think it's a record.
It's a record for me, which is sad. It's the most saddest thing I've ever seen. But yeah,
Hey,
go.
7 now, but 7 people who care, and you know what? We appreciate each and every one of you. That's pretty neat.
It makes me so happy. Thanks, Trevor. If you have any questions, I know you said that you didn't. You felt the same way on Doomfist, and I think it falls under the same caliber. Is you're playing it more like soldier. You need to play him more like a flanker. Don't worry to be that guy that doesn't go straight in with the team. You need to be that guy that engages with the team, and that's pretty easy to do if you're coordinating. I imagine solo queue is going to be a lot harder, and you might get flamed otherwise, but it's a thing.
I don't know. I feel like Doomfist is a little more functional as an enforcer, though, almost more like Roadhog than a flanker, just because his mobility, well, good in bursts, it still has a cooldown and it doesn't reset like Genji's.
Yeah.
So you can flank on Doomfist, but I would generally recommend using him more to keep your team from getting dove. Like when a Winston dives in, you're just like, well, I'm going to charge his punch up and punish that.
Yeah.
Because your hitbox is huge, so if you go on a flank, you can get burned down really fast. But if you're staying around your tanks where they can keep you alive, you can keep your tanks alive by resisting dive with that fist.
Doomfist, personally, I feel like if you're going to dive with him, you want to dive with the Winston. And the main reason is because with how the Winston works, one of the big tools that people like is his Tesla cannon hits multiple people at once in chains. And Doomfist Slam also has that burst around, so you can hit a bunch of people at once. I think you can do a burst, I believe, especially with the Winston landing, you can do a burst of about 150, killing a Tracer instantly if Doomfist and Winston both land in the same spot. And then all you need to do is just like shoot, and you get a ton of kills. I like that engagement. Personally, if you can, use uppercut to get out, but use the right click to get in and then E to land. There's some good rollouts, but I believe I'm going to be doing strat chat on Doomfist this weekend because I sent out a thing asking for suggestions, and Paul again asked for Doomfist this time. So 2 shirts. Yeah, it would be nice if you could send in a Doomfist video. I believe I'm gonna do for the next VOD review the Battle for Hoth we did. That was pretty.
Oh heavens!
Yeah, I think it's gonna be more on positioning because there was a couple positions that I didn't really like. Throw in the entire idea of it being serious or not aside. And I know Jake Hidalgoth, I still don't know how to pronounce that gamer tag.
I think it's Hidalgo or something like that.
Yeah, he said he wanted to send me in Rhine footage, and he did ask me an actual interesting question of what should he send in? What do I prefer? Should he send in a game that's good, where he does really well, or a game that he does really bad, or what? And I basically said either one's good, but overall, make sure that it's not a shutout. Because shutouts is the hardest, because usually what happens is there's plays that are bad
that makes sense.
that you get away
Honestly,
with.
losing games, I think often tell you a little bit more.
Yeah.
As long as you can deal with sending in a losing game. I mean, I haven't done that yet, so I won't be speaking from experience. But you gotta be a little vulnerable.
You're like, I've never
but
lost
that's
a
kind of the
game
beauty
yet.
of this
So
whole situation is we're trying to grow together as a community and improve. So sending in some horrible footage can sometimes be a good thing.
Yep. Do you have any more questions? Andre, do you have anything to add about Tracer? Or any questions you have for me? Andre, do you have anything? Oh no, can you not hear me? Let me double check with that. If you don't have a way to also ask a question, you can like DM me real quick. I can answer questions. Nope. Okay. Just speak of any questions or words.
So after the long delay, because my timeline has grown convoluted due to technical difficulties. But yeah, last little bit of advice on Tracer. I'd say the main thing is patience.
Oh, I accidentally just restarted Discord. I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Ah, crud. Can you restart, please? I'll mess that one up. Yeah, because I'm talking and it's picking me up. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, input sensitivity. I had to restart Discord. Have any more questions? Or can we sign off? Andre, go ahead and restart that statement that you were saying.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna just say my goodbye now, because I can't hear anything anymore. So I'm just gonna probably talk over John while saying adios. Thanks for coming, y'all. Y'all are wonderful peeps. And go kick some butt out there.
Nice. Okay, so I believe we're gonna sign off then. Thanks, Andre, if you're listening with the 8-second delay or whatnot. I believe this is the problem where it's not connecting to that, and I still have yet to figure this out. It's only isolated on Discord, which is weird. But yeah, I believe that's gonna be it. Everyone, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. This can be on YouTube in a couple hours, so watch it there then. If you have any questions, put that down below in the comment section on YouTube. If you have any suggestions on the series or different things you want me to focus on, add that too. And I believe, see you Saturday. I believe I'm going to record Saturday. Either that or Friday. I'll double check on that. If anyone has any more suggestions on Friday or any specific questions on anything, I can answer anything on Strat Chat. So everyone, see ya. Adios. Goodbye. And farewell.